There are a lot of questions, the markets are burning, and newcomers who don't know the subject are asking questions. Let's break it all down gradually. Let's go! When crypto was just gaining popularity and crypto exchange users, there were a lot of cases of fraud. Cryptocurrency could be stored in wallets from which it could be stolen. There were frequent cases and hacking exchange. Then if, either, blockchain appeared and new smart contracts and new possibilities. Here already anyone could create any token crypto to promote it and steal money. In addition, there was a constant media pressure on crypto that Bitcoin was a bubble, that it was burning as much energy for its production all over the world as the Netherlands put together. And in general, all the drug dealers are working through crypto. You can buy coconut for BTC, they should ban it. There is a correction of 1,000% growth, and in general, Satoshi supposed BTC's creator is a usual scammer who just needs your money. The thing is, it's not used much in a normal economy right now. Yes, one rich person can sell it to another, but it's not an everyday use, and without it, it really has no long-term future, said the expert. And there were hundreds of statements like that, all referring to the fact that Bitcoin is not placeable in life. Constantly growing, which means what? That means a bubble. Genius! But when people use term bubble in relation to cryptocurrency, they often forget what is included in it. The expression bubble refers to assets that have some value which, thanks to the news background, increase in price. Can we say that about cryptocurrency? Cryptocurrency price growth is only affected by demand. The higher the demand, the higher the value. Conclusion: cryptocurrency is not a bubble. And here is another example. Imagine you are the owner of a company worth more than $70 billion. You have thousands of employees all over the world and everyone knows about your company. Everyone has at least once seen a film or TV series produced by your own studio. Can you guess what I'm talking about? Yes, about Netflix, which has corrected 76% from its peaks. Bitcoin, on the other hand, is down about 55 to 60%. Is Netflix a scam? In order not to drink water from the kettle with our fingers, as I do, we must be able to distinguish between what is normal and what is not. So, is crypto a pyramid? It's first straight with how a pyramid scheme works. It involves investing money for profit. You invested $100 at 100% a month. You are satisfied. A classic example. Profit in a pyramid for honorable old investors occurs at the expense of attraction of new participants of the system. If after attracting new participants to the system, the pyramid experienced difficulties, it is closed, all money is frozen and can be used until some time later. The principle of cryptocurrency is completely different from that of a pyramid. No one freezes the money, it is available to the trader on the cryptocurrency exchange at any time. There are no bonuses for transferring funds, as well as for inviting new traders into the system. Conclusion: cryptocurrency is not a pyramid scheme. This is where I want to point out the schemers who are constantly printing their project, the original point of which is to take your money under the beautiful wrapper of a breakthrough project. As we know, since 1971 the gold standard was abolished. Now all currencies of the world are not backed and not secured by anything, if only by GDP. However, in general, cryptocurrency does not differ from the usual money in this respect. Why? Then do these pieces of paper exist at all? They are convenient, and that's all. Absolutely all currencies are held primarily on faith in them, but that's another story. Let's compare gold and BTC. We all know from childhood that gold is a protective asset, or more precisely, allegedly protective. It is worth having a bit of it during the cruise because its liquidity is very high. You can clearly see the ups and downs on the chart. Also, you can clearly see how we were going down from $1970 to $10.50 for a long time, and we were falling from September 2011 to early 2016, a whole 5 years, Carl. Now, let's look at Bitcoin. Doesn't it remind you of anything? The charts are very similar, almost one-to-one, except gold has been trading longer. So, now gold is also a scam? So, what's my point? The sense of investing in gold and Bitcoin is similar. We must look in at the highest high. I will tell you more. Both gold and Bitcoin will rewrite their highs and will do some more than once. But we need to make money on this, not go at it. You know, what good is it if we buy Bitcoin or gold at its highest points and wait a few years for a bearish trend falling to change to a bearish trend rising? A bit of a distraction. One of the reasons why these instruments are opposed to each other is because of limited exchange. Gold reserves are limited in nature. Bitcoin is limited by software code that makes it impossible to issue more than 21 million coins. Both assets require special production equipment. Bitcoin graphics cards and ASICs are not cheap. Finding and producing gold is even more expensive. Moreover, the gold is limited, like I wrote above, so BTCs are limited too. We know from school that what is limited increases in value. Compare 1 million cars of the same make and model and 5 cars of the same brand and similar model, only with turning, and there are only 5 of them. The answer to what we will wallet more is obvious. Conclusion: cryptocurrency is unsecured just like standard currencies. It has already been said that blockchain is not only and not so much about money. Its scope of application is much broader. This technology can be used effectively to protect copyrights, which in the past, to put it bluntly, was a very difficult task, but it was possible to confirm not only copyrights but also, for example, the ownership, real estate or any other things. Another example, you live in the countryside and come to Moscow to check a house. With blockchain technology, any doctor in any country in the world will be able to access the patient's medical records and other reliable and verified documentations. Thus, you will have a quick appointment and unnecessary quizzes and various misunderstandings in prescribing medication. In general, the features of blockchain, decentralized, reliable, and trustworthy allow it to be integrated into almost all areas of life. The technology can be used to create any kind of database, to automate contracts, and of course to make payments. And again, hacking a blockchain network is impossible, unless you shoot down stateless for space and destroy all the computers, but the likelihood of that close to zero. I understand the worries of those that the state or someone else can take away your account with your wallet or squeeze it out of you as needed, but it's not that simple. At the moment, all that things say that mining is officially legalized in Ukraine. In the US, crypto has been in circulation for a long time. The US exchange, Coinbase, has about 98 million users, more than half of whom are US citizen, and a daily turnover of more than $5 billion. Not bad, right? By simple math, we can conclude that 1 in 5 or 6 Americans owns crypto. So let's get back to the topic of security once again. If you choose a reliable exchange, allocate your capital wisely and have a cold wallet just in case. Now, how to distinguish real crypto from garbage. Then, in addition to the fact that you won't lose money, you will earn money and they can't take it away from you. The state can track crypto, but they can't do anything with it because if you use it correctly, they can only see the amount, but who owns it and where it is stored? The question is who. For this, there are cold wallets look like a flash drive where only you will have access. In simple terms, it's like walking around with a wallet where either a credit card or cash, and there is 5 kinds of crypto on that home drive. So far, there is no tax deduction as such if you speculate or keep money. I myself wonder how all this taxation is going to happen. After all, the tax inspector himself is unlikely to have an idea what we are talking about. In any case, the money is withdrawn from exchange and deposited without problems, quickly and safely. Bitcoin itself will not go anywhere from you. The main thing is to follow the safety rules on the internet. We got acquainted with Bitcoin and blockchain, compared it to stocks and gold, and understood the essence of its work. We studied on our fingers why it's not a pyramid or a bubble, but an asset similar to gold. The truth is digital, it is not for nothing, and it's compared with it and written about the Bitcoin's digital gold. Thank you for your attention. CryptoHappiness!